best wrestling podcast in the world. Fact. The road-wearing, original Pete, the believing, power of positivity, keeping it Rollins, the Summit. Fact. The homicidal, the genocidal, the ECW-loving, daring young creeping, Mr. No Days Off, Scott. Fact. The biscuit and gravy eating, Naomi loving, lunatic craving, the melting pot, JP, and you can bank on that. Fact. The Bailey hugging, the interrupting, the Jaeger drinking, mouth of the Carolinas, Lil Steven. Fact.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
I miss you, Darren Young. Little Steven, Darren Young, in a evening gown match with Pat Patterson. Little Steven gets a little French-Canadian in him. If Jeff Hardy's going to face Jay Leno in a steel chairs match, people are just jealous because I got skill.
Here's my issue. Is it worse to get beat by one midget or three? Little Steven in a beer drinking contest with Naomi. I have this big issue with people. I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Just kept it Rollins. Jimmy Hart, Triple H, X-Pac against Lil Steven in a microphone on a pole match. Anything can happen. It's lightweight. If you don't want it, then don't bark it.
We're three-man band. That's horrible. I don't want to make you look bad.
You're fired, sir. When you want to hear me mess up, they're in Radioland. When you want to hear me not mess up, I did not know that. Wow. Wrestling with Attitude. When you want your beer, awesome.
Welcome to Wrestling with Attitude on this glorious day that we have in Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, I am the Summit of Wrestling. Joining me again today is, I ain't going to go to you yet, JP the Melting Pot. Don't get mad or anything. You're last. And then, of course, the originator. I want to say it so bad, but I'm not going to.
Don't say it. Come on.
You're everybody's loving mouth of the Carolinas, Lil Steven.
Well, people didn't like Jimmy Hart for the longest time.
You compare yourself to Jimmy Hart now?
I got to. Don't you say that.
What?
You're the one that tells me to stop it. You keep going on over there.
That's your new gimmick.
I don't want that gimmick. I really don't want that gimmick.
I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Mr. Cadillac's keeping a towel this week
He
already.
is.
Yeah.
This is game over,
It just
boys.
is.
That right there, yes.
That was it.
Mr.
We got to
Cadillac,
get somebody
you
else to give him a
you
run
have
for the
retained
money.
yet again.
Yeah.
Kudos,
We got to
sir.
get someone on there to, yeah.
Well, Sean's no longer a part of the show. I don't know what happened to him. So.
You got a new job.
Hey, I will tell you what, man. It's that dang wellness policy, man. It's getting everybody.
Well, we got some news.
Hasn't got me yet.
Let's talk about some news. We got some news coming out.
That's right.
That's right. Don't you wait over there.
It'll take you too long to find it. We'll be done laughing before he finds it.
Fred Willard just, that's right.
I mean,
Ow!
yeah. By the way, Mr. Cadillac said you have given him enough ammo for weeks now.
Dude, you should be able to write a book about this, Mr. Candlelight. Is that like the aftermath? What just happened? That's right.
Yeah.
It gets better every time. That's right.
All
right, getting into the show.
Okay.
This week, AJ Styles was on the Stone Cold podcast. I don't know if y'all watched it. I did.
I didn't.
Me and JP watched most of it together. Yeah. So, a little bit some thoughts on it. He talked about TNA.
Mr. Cadillac said maybe James's third book, 50 Shades of Racist with Steven.
But I feel like Sandow has to make an appearance in it for no reason.
Oh, he will. He will.
Just
He
for
will.
no reason.
That is great. But AJ Styles was on podcast with Stone Cold. I don't know if everybody watched it or listened to it, whatever. It was interesting. It was good. He talked about his growing up in Georgia. Actually, he's from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Yep.
See, I heard rumors he was from here, but I didn't know that.
Well, hey, guess what? They're true.
Okay.
Yeah, they're true rumors.
Yeah.
So, saying all that, you know, he said they asked him about Dixie Carter and different things. Yes, they talked about TNA a lot. You know, he's got some friends, of course. He really didn't throw a lot of shade at TNA, so I give him
Yeah.
credit for that. He's really professional about it.
I don't think there's really any reason to. I mean, I think he left on good terms and went to New Japan. I mean, even though they did a storyline of him leaving, I really think he left on good terms. And I do believe that he still has friends that work for that company, and I don't think he maybe wanted to take away from them more so than the company.
Exactly.
Because he admitted, he's like, listen, they gave me a chance.
Yeah.
He's like, they literally, because the way he thought about it was, he's like, they literally like showed up at a show, talked to him, and he was like, you're going to pay me? Okay, cool. So I really think that in his core, he doesn't have a lot against them as a company. He may not agree with everything they do, but.
And if you listen to him, he actually said he did have a contract with WWE, a chance to go to developmental earlier, and he went to
OVW.
Yeah, they wanted him to go there, and his wife was pregnant. He didn't. He felt like he didn't. It wasn't right for him to leave his wife at home and make her stay with his parents or her parents. He wanted to be a man and do it.
Too, I think, too.
Right. So she was in school. He was like, "No, I'm gonna have to pass on WWE."
Yeah, John Cena. Guess what?
So
that guy's a good guy. He's a good man. AJ Styles. John Cena just can't see it.
But he decided to stay. He went to TNA. TNA gave him a chance. Stay through his contract. They lowballed him on his deal. Basically, it sounded like he wasn't getting paid.
Yeah,
is what it sounded like towards the end of the contract.
But instead of complaining about it like Ryback, he took the higher road.
Went to Japan, improved his skill. Now he's WWE, and say what you want, he's one of the top 5 stars right now in the company.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Easy.
And he should be a champion before the year's out.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Hopefully.
So, but anyway, that was some thoughts on podcast AJ. Some other news. This weekend is Ring of Honor in Concord, North Carolina, not Charlotte, Concord. We will be there Friday night for the pay-per-view. So if you're watching Best in the World, it is. It's going to be a good show.
There's only one guy we're going to see, baby.
Really?
Adam Cole.
It's the only reason you're going, just to
Dalton
see him?
Castle.
Okay.
Adam Cole. By the way, on that note of ROH, and you're probably going to talk about this next, did he say some more news or Samoa news? On that note of ROH, I'm assuming you're going to talk about that next, Mr. ROH himself. Roderick Strong is actually, this is going to be his last weekend working for ROH.
Yep.
He has pretty much already inked the deal with WWE, from what we've heard, and probably barring a no-compete clause with ROH. I don't know how their contracts work. I know WWE typically writes in a no-compete clause for anywhere from 60 to 90 days. But ROH, Roderick Strong, will be his last weekend there, and he's probably going to go to NXT or maybe SmackDown, depending on what they do with their brand split.
Yep. So
he's a solid wrestler. I'll give him credit. In the ring, he's solid.
We have talked about it. He's a solid wrestler, not great on the mic, but he could be good on the mic, I think. But and let me give big ups to Ring of Honor, because they usually don't do like TNA or WWE. When somebody leaves, they let them finish out their last match. The fans say goodbye the right way.
Yeah.
Before they leave, look at CM Punk. Look at Kevin Owens before he left. Kevin Steen. I mean, they always do it the right way.
And look how the booking fell with him being in a match with Mark Briscoe, who is, one of the more well-known names at ROH. So to work his last pay-per-view against a guy who's been with the company since it started, because, the Briscoes have pretty much been a mainstay since early in ROH. So, again, he gets to work with a guy that he's familiar with and that he's friends with. So, what better way for it to line up for him to leave the company?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Some other news real fast. CM Punk will fight Mickey Gale at UFC 203 September.
Wow, September. Okay. Good job, Punk. Whatever.
Yeah.
What?
It's just been too long, man. He just should have already fought.
Yeah.
But I probably will tune in. I ain't going to lie. I'm probably going to tune in just to see what happens.
Well, it's the first time we've seen him on TV since, WWE.
Yeah.
WWE pay-per-view schedule leaked for the remainder of the year. Clash of Champions is a pay-per-view. And Backlash is back.
Oh, my God.
Yes!
Yeah. What do you mean, yes?
Yes!
What do you mean, no?
You're not excited for that?
Do you know who I want to sponsor the Backlash pay-per-view?
Oh, no.
Bootios. Why not have Backlash sponsored by Bootios?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Because
So-
then we could not dare be sour.
Starting after SummerSlam, we have 2 pay-per-views a month. It's in September. It's got Backlash. Then 2 weeks later, Clash of Champions, and they got SmackDown, Raw. So it's different, except for the 4 big ones: SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series.
Hold on. Does it say which brand is getting Clash of
Yes.
Champions? Is it SmackDown or
That
Raw?
would be Raw.
Yes.
Raw's getting Clash of Champions. Backlash should be SmackDown. No Mercy is SmackDown. Hell in a Cell is Raw.
Yep.
Survivor Series is Raw and SmackDown, of course,
Yeah.
in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. WWE TLC is in Dallas, SmackDown, and Roadblock is Raw.
I want to tell you what. Looking at that list of pay-per-views
Looks good, don't it?
makes me kind of think also how the draft is going to go by the name of some of the pay-per-views. Because Dean Ambrose going into Raw.
Raw.
There, what was it you said last?
Roadblock
Roadblock.
is Raw.
Right.
Well, Raw, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, just listen to names like Clash of Champions, because your world champion is probably going to be on Raw right now. That's what I mean by just kind of how they're lining up. It just makes me think.
Well, looking at
Mr.
it,
Candlelight, I missed what you wrote, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I did too. Sorry.
y'all guys are only one following Periscope right now.
Yeah,
so.
I just didn't see it because I was.
And No Mercy sounds cool too. I'm kind of glad they're bringing back No Mercy. It was good. I mean, it was a good pay-per-view at the
Well,
time.
No Mercy is one. Backlash is one that I'm very excited about. If you look at it, all right, for example, Hell in a Cell is Raw. Okay, what's Dean Ambrose is going to be Hell in a Cell.
That's gonna be Hell in a
All
Cell,
right, I mean, so I'm assuming he's going to be there. I wouldn't be Backlash is SmackDown. I kind of wouldn't be surprised now if Rollins goes to SmackDown. But we'll see. Maybe next week we'll do a draft of our own, or a couple weeks, and do it. You know how we would want to see it.
By the way, Steve,
we'll do that in a
that
couple
means
weeks.
you will have to know who's on your list. You can't
Right.
just say like that song. Okay,
Right.
cool.
You have to actually prepare.
I mean, I'll
Wait,
do.
I'm sorry. I just heard list. I didn't
So
hear.
I will
what
do.
are we
I
doing?
will do your draft for you if you want me to.
Oh, my,
I want.
No, I'll do mine.
What we're going to
Okay.
do is we're going to do a draft of our own. All right, before the draft for SmackDown. So 2 weeks. We'll do it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So go through the roster of how you would split them up, and you don't have to. I don't care
Can I
about
hire,
Tyler Breeze.
Can I hire
Not
my,
unless you want to.
Can I hire my own guys,
Sure.
like from other companies?
No.
Oh.
Only who works for WWE or in NXT.
This is in fantasy land.
Mr. Candlelight, we're not allowed to say yet. We're not allowed to say yet.
No, he can go ahead and say.
No. He asked a question about where is Steven putting the Samoans in it. We're not allowed to say.
Well, I
We're
like
not
that
allowed
new
to say.
Samoan tag team in NXT.
Oh, of course you do.
They're cool.
All right.
Paul
So anyway,
Ellering, yeah.
you know, going back to this, the one thing I would like to see if they keep it like this, I would like to see Backlash after WrestleMania, because I always like it after Backlash. You can move Extreme Rules and switch it.
Only if they have those things, you know.
Those things. All right, some other news real fast. The Cruiserweight tournament starts in July. The WWE draft will be July 19th on the first live show of SmackDown. What Mr. Candlelight was talking about earlier, the Mountie son will be getting a tryout in September with the WWE. He is 6'6", 285. Yeah, he's a huge guy. So
What?
Mr. Candlelight was talking about that earlier.
Wow.
Seth Rollins will be in Sharknado 4. Woohoo! Yeah, there's another one. My wife would be ecstatic. And actually 2 more news. Dolph Ziggler is dating Dana Brooke. And, yep.
Oh well, she's buried.
And last but not least, the whole Paige incident.
Okay.
Where should we start? I have heard so many different stories on this. The most credible one I've heard so far is probably one it is not, and I'll repeat, is not a Total Divas incident like everybody said it was.
No.
Del Rio, after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this Sunday, Paige and Del Rio went to watch the show in Vegas. While they were there, a drunk couple started heckling the couple, calling them fake wrestlers and things of that nature. Balor said that the argument broke out and Paige was accosted. Police were called to the scene and they stabilized the situation, which included the routine of handcuffing people, everyone involved. Then they briefly took Paige to an ambulance to ensure there was nothing wrong with her. There was nothing wrong, and Del Rio and Paige were free to go. There was no dispute or jaywalking or anything like that, supposedly. That's the newest one I've heard, and it sounds the most credible.
Here's what's funny. So we handcuff everybody involved. Del Rio wasn't handcuffed in none of those pictures. No, but trust me, if he'd have been handcuffed right there beside her, he was standing right beside her. I mean, listen, newsflash, Paige and Del Rio.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what is wrong. They don't need to have anything
Guess
anyway.
what you do for a living? You fake wrestle for a living. It's storyline. It's fake. You don't really hit each other. You don't really kick each other. So why are you mad when someone says it to you? That's kind of like somebody going, oh, JP, I hear you do a dumb wrestling show. Yeah, I do a wrestling show. It's what I do. Cool. Like, they can say it is whatever it is. Like, I think that's what gets me even more is that these people get mad at people. Listen, they're going to heckle you. Fans heckle you in the arena. Doesn't mean you can go up and hit them or do anything. I also wonder if maybe they've been drinking or something, been out too, because I just can't for the life of me believe that this is the first time Paige has ever been heckled out anywhere.
No. And this is their second bar incident.
No, this is more than that.
It's about her third or fourth, but
yeah,
there's been a lot. She needs to.
What does that mean, though? Why are we going back to this?
Mr. Cadillac said, like, oh my God, Steve's a racist. Wait, he is. Like, it's real. No, that's my thing is I just think that the whole story just seems really funny if that's how the whole thing went down. It just seems funny that would make her that mad if that's what they were truly saying to them. Because that sounds harmless. No offense, it sounds harmless.
No,
I'd love to meet Paige. I'd be like, hey, Paige, yeah, you wrestle, but it's fake. It's scripted. I know it, but you still wrestle. Yeah, it's fake. Like, come on, man.
And, again, the other couple probably was drinking.
You know what, though, as he said, you're in the limelight.
Yeah.
You're in the wrestling business.
No, there's no
Why
excuse.
are you even acknowledging them?
Yeah.
There's a simple solution. You go somewhere that you have an issue with somebody like that and they start heckling you, every place has somebody to be like, all right, can you go over and talk to them to try to settle them down?
You know what I do? You know what I do when I go places and things happen that I don't like? I leave. I just leave. I don't even put myself in that position to even say anything or do that. I just get up and leave because guess what? There's another bar probably within walking distance or across the street that I can go have a drink at or eat food at.
I mean, come on. They were in Vegas. They were in Vegas. Of course there was somewhere they could have gone.
I mean, you know, or if not, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of what you do.
Right. So you better be prepared. If you don't stay there, then be ready.
Right.
I mean, isn't that what happened with Shawn Michaels getting in the fight with the guys at the bar or something like that? Like somebody said something or...
Yeah, I mean,
it's like the same thing in my opinion.
No, but I'm saying, again, you got to be prepared for that because of who you are. I mean, if I'm a pro quarterback and I go out to eat that week and I threw 5 interceptions in the game, somebody may say something to me. You just got to keep moving. I mean, you just got to know it comes with the territory.
Someone's
Not everybody's
going
to like you.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to be like, yeah, you know what? I did suck Sunday. Cool.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm still a millionaire. What are you doing sitting at home on your couch?
Huh?
I mean.
Absolutely.
Of course.
I just think it's just a weird situation all around. I mean,
absolutely.
I've seen cops get called to parties and people argue or even out to a bar and that they didn't handcuff everybody. So I don't, and maybe that's a Vegas thing because of where they are, but.
All right.
Why?
What?
He said, it's like I could have entered another wrestling show, but I didn't. And then Steven just started giving out abuse. Yeah. Yeah, you know, but again, I just think it's a weird situation. Hey, didn't hurt her too much. She still had a title shot on Monday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the publicity, good or bad.
Pretty much.
That's the thing I didn't get.
let's get into. We did not go over Raw yet. Let's talk about Raw real fast, and then we'll do what if. This week's Raw was interesting. Like you said, there were some parts that was good. From Phoenix, the first thing you show, though, is Dean Ambrose showing up in a cab. After he got out, he left the title in the cab and chased down the cab.
Talk about polar opposite of champion, like not wanting to ride in a limo and all. Like, great. They write his character and all with that kind of stuff to a T. That's the one thing they're getting right now.
I think a lot of this is him, too.
I do, too.
I mean, I think it's like, hey, let me run with it. Let me do what I do. Because I think a lot of these guys do that.
To me,
that get it. Just like Rollins.
To me, he's got a little – people may think I'm going a little far with this. He's got a little Roddy Piper and Stone Cold in him that I feel like he's able to do things or come up with some things that benefit his character. And they allow him to do it because he can. Instead of just looking like a robot.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like Roman Reigns.
Yep. No, I absolutely agree with you. He comes out. He calls himself the Dude.
Yeah.
He's not the guy, the man. He is the dude. That was great. And we had a dude chant going. That was great. Not since no, we've never had a dude in wrestling. No. Don't even say his name because I will cut your mic off. Thank you. All right. Never speak that name.
I don't know who you were thinking of.
I know who you were thinking.
Who did you think I was thinking of?
You were going to say Dude Love. I know you.
No.
Yeah, you was.
Mr. Cantelot said it.
Now I just started thinking of it, but...
I was actually thinking about the Radical dudes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Johnny Ace.
Reigns comes out. Rollins comes out. Shane comes out. Shane books Reigns versus Rollins for number one contendership later on in the show. Then we had Sami Zayn.
Great job, Shane.
What?
Way to just do what you already knew we wanted.
Yeah.
But way to act like you came up with
he's changed everything.
I know, because he signed all these guys before he was even in the company.
Then we had Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Sami wins with a roll-up.
Hey, listen, here's the only thing I'm proud of. These guys need to have a series of 2 or 3 matches at pay-per-views. Let them have it out. Because you've been building it. Let them have it
let's
and then
do it.
end the feud. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad they're doing. I'm hoping this was the start of it. I hope this was the start of that rivalry because I want to see it.
Well, I'm afraid they're going to separate them next week. They'll be against somebody else, and then a month down the line they'll be back together.
Well, the draft may hurt them too. They get drafted to separate shows too. Right. So
they might have to do it just because of who they are right now.
Then we had Big Johnny came out. He's back.
Johnny's.
I told you he'd be back.
The devil himself.
People power.
Mama Bella was there as well.
Give the power to the people.
That's right. Shane stops him from.
Yeah.
And then Enzo and Kaz come out. And
Johnny, come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
And then Enzo and Shane does their little dance together. It was great.
Yeah, they did the shoe kick and.
Even though I'm kind of disappointed because I really didn't realize that like Enzo's pretty much just copied Shane until I seen it. I was like, oh.
And then you realize, okay.
It kind of tore me down a little bit.
But he doesn't do this.
But it kind of tore me down. It kind of tore me down inside a little bit.
Took some points away.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Then we had Enzo and Kaz versus the Vaudevillains. Enzo and Kaz won. Scott, your team's horrible.
Yeah.
No, they're all right.
No, they're not.
They need a new gimmick. Get up to date.
They need a new theme song. I can't deal with the theme song anymore, or at least an entrance.
And
a
then
better
they had an
entrance.
entrance. They
No, but
walked
their
out.
entrance
Okay.
needs. They need to have a better entrance.
Okay.
I agree. Then AJ Styles comes out. Anderson and Gallows come out to apologize. AJ invites Cena out for an apology. Mm-hmm. Cena comes out. Styles puts Anderson versus Cena. Cena versus Anderson. You okay over there?
Mr. Candlelight.
What?
Mr. Keller asked Steven what the Usos were doing backstage.
Probably getting high.
Dude, I tried.
That's what they were doing.
I tried to hold it. I just.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Candlelight, they were getting high.
Can you not?
That's what's happening.
Just don't hit the table, okay? Don't hit the table there. buddy. I need to be able to finish the show. Cena versus Anderson. The club attacked Cena.
Yep.
So, I thought it was great.
Look, I want to touch really quick when I was talking about to kick off the show about the perfect booking. The crowd swayed totally towards Cena because he's getting beat up by three
this
bad
is what
guys.
he hated.
And Steve was like, "Oh, the crowd switched." Well, the crowd was supposed to switch because I'm going to give credit to a creator for writing it that way because that's what it should be. So a little credit for them switching this time, and that's all I want you to see is that there's actually a reason behind it this time.
No, I get it now. That's
Right.
the thing, though. It's just that we're so used to the Cena thing.
I know.
And that's the thing. But again, maybe AJ can actually make this feud might actually be good because you have someone that can kind of back it up.
It's okay. Uncle JP broke it down for you.
No,
It's cool.
but
The non-racist uncle.
now here's the thing. Shut up. Now, what does Cena do? Because it's going to be 3-on-1. So what does Cena do? Who does Cena get?
I know what he does. He calls you to ask you where the Samoans is at.
Well, they're backstage.
Okay, so he'll ask you,
he should know.
hey, can you get the Usos if they're not too high to come out?
Do you really want to see that, though? Usos and Cena?
No, but hey, who else you going to put with Cena?
Balor? Is this not
No.
the perfect
No.
time to bring him out?
No. Because you need to wait to SummerSlam.
New Day? I don't know. I mean, I don't know,
You know who
anyone
would make
else.
a lot of sense?
America Alphas.
You know who would make a lot of sense to me? And are already on the main roster.
Who?
What
Shining Stars?
No. No. What?
You got a problem with Puerto
what if-
Ricans?
What if? I don't know. I mean, I'm Steven. Okay. What you could do is what if you had Enzo and Big Cass back him up for a week?
That's what I was going to say.
I'm just saying, why not make it a 6-man tag?
Because
or
you're not
something
going
on
to
Raw
do
one
anything
week?
with them. You're just going to have them go against the Vaudevillains right now. Do we really want to see this rivalry
honestly,
keep going?
I mean, think about it. The Club versus Enzo and Big Cass. Why not?
No, that's a good point.
And then whoever wins that goes to number one contender to me.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, that would be good. All right.
And I think Enzo would fit with Cena on the mic, and then Big Cass is a strong guy that could be in a tag match.
So-
I mean, I'm just saying.
So who does New Day go against?
The Wyatt family.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
Oh, they are going to
We'll talk about it later. All right, can we move on from Cena and Styles?
Yeah, let's go.
Sure.
All right. Backstage, JoJo's with Rollins.
Oh, my
JoJo's
God.
great.
JoJo boy.
She looked good. She looked good.
Man.
Yeah,
I may or may not have rewinded that part.
a couple times.
Yeah, and it wasn't for Seth Rollins. I mean, I'll just put it out there.
Well, I can understand.
You had to put that.
Renee Young backstage with Becky. Natalya attacks Becky again. Corbin versus Ryder. Corbin wins with end of days.
Can we stop, listen, can we just stop, feeding this dude guys, man? It's like Ryback. He's like he's hungry.
That's
and we
what
just
he
gotta
is,
feed him
dude.
some more, man.
He's becoming Ryback. He's going to become that guy that does nothing in that company. I don't know what to do with
I
it.
yawn. I mean,
don't-
even talking about Baron Corbin, I yawn.
'Cause I'm trying to
That's
think.
just how bad it is.
Name me one wrestler right now that could go up against Baron Corbin that can actually have a good match. Name me one.
Goldberg.
Yeah, it is bad booking. I
Goldberg?
agree.
Yeah, he'll
Is
pipe
you
him up.
literally, really?
No, not good. It'd be no. You have people you can put him up against. I would put him against. As painful as it might be, put him against the Big Show. I mean, this is what the Big Show's for.
He needs to do bigger. Yeah.
Original Jimmy brings up a good point.
What?
Why not Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns?
Absolutely.
If you're going to take Reigns out of the title picture, why not?
Why not?
Even if he beats Baron Corbin, doesn't hurt Baron Corbin. I got beat by a WWE World Champion.
Yep. No, it don't hurt at all.
I think that would help him, too, get away from the Ziggler rivalry. He just needs to get away from the Ziggler rivalry.
There is no getting away from the Zig.
No, but
Ask Dana Brooke.
he needs to get away from the zigzag, okay?
There's no way to get away from zigzag.
You
Ask
can
Dana
zig,
Brooke.
but you can't zag. I say Steven versus Corbin, okay.
I'll be all right with that.
Racist versus the Lone Wolf.
Better than being a lone wolf.
The lone racist. You're the lone racist. There you go.
That would be a great tag team.
Corbin and Lesnar. No, Lesnar would kill that guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
the problem with
Corbin
Corbin
would
and Lesnar, though. Lesnar is too big of a guy.
Corbin's not ready for that.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
you can't do
You
that.
can't do that yet.
With a racist elbow.
Then we had the Wyatt family. Oh, first of all, WWE. Please don't do anything. Don't talk during this next little thing I say. WWE signs Chinese wrestler Ben Wang. Don't say a word. Let me cut your mic. All right.
No.
I don't want you to have a problem with that.
I have nothing wrong with that.
Could we make his finishing move the chicken wing?
You sure?
I feel like you've been waiting on that one for a long time.
No, I actually didn't know he was going to bring this up.
I felt like you've been waiting on that. No, I'm actually happy about that. First, it is the first Chinese wrestler in the WWE. They've never had a Chinese wrestler.
Stop hitting the table.
I can't.
All right. You're really excited about
I am.
a Chinese wrestler.
Have you ever seen him wrestle?
You know how many Japanese wrestlers they have?
Have you
this
ever,
is the first Chinese wrestler.
Question. Have you ever seen him wrestle?
Yeah, I have actually. I've watched his stuff on YouTube. You can actually watch their stuff on YouTube.
You watched
Was it called like One Night in China pay-per-view or something?
No. I did. I'm not going to lie. I did watch that one.
Was Yoshitatsu Chinese?
No.
No.
They said it was the first Chinese wrestler. Jimmy Wang wasn't even. Was he Japanese? Was Jimmy Wang even
Japanese? Yoshi was Japanese.
Okay.
So Ben Wang, you're okay with Ben Wang, right?
I'm all right with that.
All
But is he related to Jimmy Wang?
No.
No, because there's no Yang.
That's a company.
Oh.
You forgot his name wasn't Wang. It was Wang Yang. Jimmy Wang Yang.
I love how you said, well, there's no way. There's no Yang, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, my goodness gracious. This is going to be horrible.
I mean, your Wang has got to Yang to go with a zigzag.
Okay, just stop.
Then,
I mean, with no Yang, there's no Wang. I mean, then it's just Wang.
right.
And you say how bad he's getting.
I know, but he hasn't broke every racist rule today.
All right, first off, there is.
I mean,
no
I'm
rule.
sorry that my Wang is funnier than your Yang and everything else that you come up with.
If you don't have a Yang, you can't have a Wang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out.
You can have a Yin Yang, but it's not a Yang Wang.
I mean, I got Samoas too.
All right.
Really?
Let's go on.
You proud of
Chocolate
that?
All right.
drizzle.
Then we have Wyatt family promo. They're back.
Yeah.
Whatever. Paige backstage with JoJo. Charlotte and Dana Brooke walk in. WWE Women title match. Paige versus Charlotte with Dana. Charlotte wins. And who comes back? But Sasha Banks comes back. Saves her.
You should have seen me.
It was nice.
Man.
Hey, what the heck, man?
What
the heck?
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You know what I did? I went looked at my bank statement.
Mm-hmm. Had to check it.
Yeah.
Had to check your bank statement out.
I had to check it like a legit boss. Check his statements like a legit boss.
So then we had Reigns backstage with JoJo. The Whites promos said they were here. Whites come out. New Day comes out. Yay. So now we're going to have a match between New Day and the Whites.
Brother Bray, don't you dare be sour. That was good. I'm sorry. I think that was a good
There's
interruption.
too much booty for your old brother Wade.
Brother Bray.
I'm actually excited for that. Then
That old
we got
BB.
Darren Young with BB, Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
I didn't see that segment.
Don't worry, they're making Darren great again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So great you can't see him.
Like, are we
Then
going to get to see Darren Young at some point?
Yep.
Well, we got to wait till the presidential election because,
Right.
I mean, he's got
So we got to wait till November?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding. We got to wait till November to see him in action?
He's gone till November,
You
man.
don't want to do it too early.
Didn't Wycliffe tell you?
You don't want to do it too early.
I like you're going to bring up the Wycliffe song.
Then Lana introduces Rusev, Titus O'Neil backstage with Renee Young. Rusev versus Titus match never started. O'Neil made Rusev run away. Mm-hmm.
So
you don't see another
keep
match.
the feud.
Bulgarian Brute running away.
Yep. Then
Maybe
we got
the Brute forgot to put on his Brute.
That's right. Then we got a great Miz and Maurice little thing on the set of Marine 5. That was horrible. Shane backstage with Jericho. Ambrose comes out. Reigns versus Rollins ends in a double count out. Shane comes out. Ambrose hits Dirty D's on Reigns and Rollins.
And it was
and
done
there's
dirt
a three-way at the pay-per-view. Yes, it was done.
Do you think
But
this is too early?
No.
Yes.
Why not? You just had him cash in
just
on
said
both
yes,
of them.
though.
I don't think so.
I wanted to see it at SummerSlam.
I mean,
didn't
I
think
do
of
too,
background.
but that's what you get with these
Now-
crazy little pay-per-views sprinkled in.
I
between.
agree. But now, okay, with Roman Reigns being off of TV until at least the pay-per-view, I think you take him out of it. You take him away for a couple months, bring him back. Ever who wins the match, you want to have him come out. You don't have to have him come out and attack. I think you save him for Finn Balor's debut, and you turn him heel. Finn Balor shows up. Roman Reigns attacks Finn Balor. You set up a match between the two. I don't know how long you let a little rivalry go for a little bit, because think how much heat Roman Reigns would get if he attacked Finn Balor and he was a heel. I think you turn him heel now. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs to be heel anyway, so I agree. I mean, I would rather see him heel anyway. I think he's better as a heel.
And maybe some point down the road, you could do a Shield versus Bullet Club if you decide to turn the Bullet Club back face or whatever.
Oh, I think that's eventually at some point going to happen.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I think there's no better way to turn him heel than take him off TV for a little bit, bring him back, and have him attack Balor.
Two of the biggest factions of this time, in the last few years, the Bullet Club's been big, the Shield was big. You have to see that at least once.
Yep.
So
I agree.
And I think, that'd be a perfect WrestleMania match, but
Oh, no, I mean,
I
Survivor
mean, heck,
Series,
you could do this.
you
Yeah,
know, whatever.
you're right. You could do that as Survivor Series. I'd be okay with that.
So we'll see. We'll find out, though. I mean, it should be interesting. Raw was pretty good.
Shut up, Mr. Candlelight. Change the Usos to the smoking.
And now it's time for Superstars of the Week.
Do what?
I bet I know who doesn't make Steven's list.
All right, let me do my list real quick. The Usos and Roman Reigns.
It's Shining Stars.
Who says those?
You know, we didn't see him this week.
Yeah, what was up with that, man?
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with New Day. I'm gonna give it to Seth Rollins. Heck of a match, and Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Two of them. Hey,
All
match.
right, I'm going to say my stars of the week. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with that tag match, the triple or the
four-way. It was
four-way
good.
match. I was actually pretty good. We got some tag teams I want to see them do some more with. Next on my list, I'm going to go ahead and go with AJ Styles. Then end all be all, my boy Dean is just killing it right now, winning the title.
Yep. No, I agree with that. Give one to Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and what was the third one I was going to do? I'm going to give it AJ Styles because I just think his character's killing it.
Mr. Callot said he goes with Steven's attorney.
And
Joke's on you, Mr. Candlelight. Don't have an attorney.
And hopefully next week our corporate rep can be here
Represent
to. Hopefully our corporate rep can be here to help us determine what punishment we can give little Steven.
Wait,
'cause
no,
he has to
I'm
be on
done
the show.
with punishments. I
No.
shouldn't have punishment. I should walk as a
No,
free man.
no,
This is
as-
freedom
as-
of speech.
As a corporate attorney, he has to determine if you can stay on the show or not.
Yeah.
We're going to have a trial for little Steven.
So what, like rock, paper, scissors? Or-
No. Whatever he determines, he's the corporate representation.
He should wear a luchador mask.
Wow. All right, I think we might get that to work.
Mr. Candlelight, I'm glad you bring that up.
Yep.
In honor of Mr. Candlelight continuing his run as champion, Steven will wear a luchador mask next week.
On the show.
And he will have a new name. We will come up with said name. And Mr. Candlelight, if you want to come up with his name, you're more than welcome to. But, Steven, you got to get on Periscope because you can't know what it is yet. If Mr. Candlelight's going to come up with your name. So, Mr. Candlelight, if you send me a name, that'll be his name.
Send
next
us a
week.
name on Facebook or wherever.
My phone is
Hey,
down. I cannot see it.
Yeah.
You, sir, will do that. And we are, just to let everybody know, we're doing the show next week on Wednesday, if possible.
Okay.
Can
yeah.
we do it Wednesday?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay, I'll post on Facebook if we can't do it because we can't do it Thursday next week. I'll be in LA, so yeah, can't do it. What's it say? Please share it.
No, don't share.
Mr. Kelly
text
said his name needs to be Racist Lador.
El Racist. No.
All right,
Can I get Ricardo as my?
hey,
You're not that big yet, son.
hey, it's time to play some music.
Dirty to clean my act up.
See, I thought like when he was like filthy, dirty, I thought someone was just gonna go racist.
We did.
I mean, I do have a what if. I mean, what?
All right, go ahead.
No, don't. I already know. Don't do that.
I was gonna say, what if Steven likes Samoans? I mean,
This show would be boring.
no. What is the what if for this?
I have a what if actually.
Go ahead. Please.
So
don't
I've
have
been
some
watching 2005 Raw lately, and so I just got done with WrestleMania, and so Batista wins the Royal Rumble in 2005. Now, what if Batista went to SmackDown to face JBL instead of facing Triple H for the World Heavyweight Champion?
He would have moved shows and would have been out of Evolution, and
No,
No,
that's
it
the
was
thing.
the
I think
end of
Evolution
Evolution.
would have kept going on.
but they would have been on two different shows because he would have been the champion on SmackDown.
Right.
Evolution was on Raw.
Right.
Yeah, but even him and Triple H was saying we'd have two champions. Evolution would be a thing of the
So you
would
think-
run the company.
So you think they would keep running the company if they were together?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm thinking.
Now,
So they'd have added more members on the SmackDown roster to roll with Batista.
That's what I'm saying.
but didn't JBL was a heel at the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you couldn't have done it. Then who was JBL
Actually,
facing?
Batista only went face because he went against
Right.
Triple H.
That's what I'm saying, though. He had to go face the face.
Yeah,
Triple-
because you wouldn't have done heel. Now, again, what if you'd have had Evolution, though? You could have turned Evolution face because of who was
Right.
in Evolution.
Right,
at the
you
time.
could have done Evolution against the Cabinet 'cause
Yeah.
at that time. So who was JBL fighting against, though, then? That was John Cena.
I know, but I'm.
So you're taking John Cena out of that against JBL, and they actually had some great
so what
matches.
if you switched
Yeah.
it and had John Cena?
In Triple H? No. I think you had the perfect way because John Cena and JBL JBL helped John Cena get over.
Okay.
All right, with that rivalry he had on
Yeah, he
SmackDown. He wasn't that person yet. Well, he was pretty close to it.
No,
But-
he was pretty close. Yeah.
No, but my point is, I think they did it the right way. I see what you're saying. I don't think Batista would have looked as strong against JBL as
He
he,
could have
did
made him
against
look
Triple
strong.
H.
They'd have told him. Make him look strong.
I mean, Triple H make guys, okay? He buries guys sometimes, but he makes guys.
But I would say
Right.
this, for every guy you want to tell me that Triple H is buried,
He's
he's
made.
made guys too.
Yep.
You know what the weird part is, though, of him at that time? He was, where am I at? 2005 now. He's a 10-time
If you're
world champion
if you're
already.
if you're at 2005 and it's WrestleMania, that probably means you're around April or May.
Yeah, no. So he was 10 time at that time.
So what I'm saying, though, is
It's crazy.
the problem is with that, I don't know if Batista would have been as good as he was. Because if you would put him against JBL, I think he may have had a shorter title reign.
Okay.
And his character didn't evolve, evolution, until later. I'm just saying, until Triple H helped him get to that plateau.
I think with Triple H and Rick feuding with him, like you said, it helped carry him to where he needed to be to finish off becoming champion.
Yeah.
So it was able to let Triple H kind of work him into things, working into being in the spotlight. And who's to say at the time that JBL would have wanted to put him over?
Exactly.
I mean,
So going off of that, with Randy Orton winning the belt I still think that should have happened. That's not the what if. But what if, after that whole feud and after The Undertaker, what if Randy Orton went back to Evolution? And
No.
then, because he didn't really do anything at that time. He wasn't really doing...
You couldn't do it because you remember the whole outcome. They kicked him out of the group. It wasn't like, all right, let's put us back together, even though you just kicked me out a month ago.
I mean, that's kind of what happened with Batista, though. They tried to kick Batista out, and then all of a sudden they're back together in a few months. Like, after Vengeance, I think Triple H and Batista make up or something like that, and they run Evolution again for like another month or two.
I just think that Orton was on his way to being a bigger star than even what Batista was. So I wouldn't have seen him come back.
What if Orton kept that belt longer? What if he kept that belt longer? Because he had it for like, what, a month, 2 months at the most?
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 months, but he lost it to Triple H, right?
Yeah. So what if he would
I think it was a great timing.
You think it was a good timing?
Yeah, because, I mean, after that, who did Triple H fight against? Scott Steiner, and that's when all of them came in, right? Goldberg and all
no,
that.
that was
later.
That was before. That was
Okay.
2003.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Orton should have kept it a little longer, though. And I think you should have kept a rivalry between him and Triple H a little longer because it would have even cemented Orton even more.
Even
than it
more?
would have. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the ones he went against after that was Edge, and then he had a little feud with Michaels one more time, and then he had Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Those were his three, and then Jericho. For those four were like, and then Batista came in, and then they had like just months of
The
Batista.
Jericho one was good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, good what if there, Steven. You did good on that today.
Thank you.
At
Good
least
job.
that. This week in wrestling history, real fast. 32 years ago today in San Antonio, Texas, Gino Hernandez beat Ric Flair in the finals of a one-night tournament to win the vacated World Championship Wrestling Texas Heavyweight Championship.
but you don't like
Whatever,
Hernandez?
man. No.
What?
You don't like Hernandez?
You don't like
No.
Gino Hernandez?
He ain't got no business beating Ric Flair.
If you watch WCCW and everybody, including Michael P.S. Hayes, I'm not saying he's better than Ric Flair. I would never do it. I'm saying everybody says Gino Hernandez was going to be big time money.
Oh, was that the guy that
listen,
OD'd?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he wasn't good, but at that time to beat Ric Flair in a tournament when Ric Flair was wrestling 60 minutes, an hour and a half with Steamboat for a title, no, that's my reason. We always talk about the timing of things.
But I think that's the thing. I could see Flair saying, "Oh, this guy's going to be the next guy, so let me help him."
Yeah, I mean,
You
it
know,
probably
like
did,
I
but-
could see Flair
Yeah,
doing
but-
that.
But
Well,
Gino was supposed to be, all I was saying,
Yeah.
Gino was supposed to be the next guy.
Gino
You're
was
supposed
supposed
to
to
be
be.
the guy.
He was supposed to be basically like a Magnum TA after what happened with Magnum TA, and he was
Yep.
supposed to kind of take over for Ric Flair, is what people thought.
because he was really athletic.
You're right.
He's really good. He's very charismatic. 20 years ago today, WWF present King of the Ring. Stone Cold gives the 316 speech.
Yeah.
Uh,
Michael P.S. Hayes
With good old
is
Doc
priceless. Doc Hendricks.
Doc Hendricks.
That's right. Let's see. 13 years ago today, Raw from New York City. Triple H beat Kane in the title versus mask match.
Ugh,
And Kane took his mask off. That was a horrible
that was a
horrible
horrible
gimmick.
gimmick.
And
Not
then
even the golden shovel could save that one.
8 years ago today, WWE presented the 2008 draft lottery on Raw from San Antonio, Texas, which was good. Rey Mysterio was the first pick.
Yeah.
You know what?
Trying to forget
That's when I knew the company was in a bad way.
Yeah.
When Rey Mysterio was the first pick. Over Triple H, Undertaker, or any of those guys, and that's your first pick.
Steven took his racist mask off tonight.
And I believe that is it for this week in wrestling history. Yes, it
All
is.
right.
So we have some good ones.
Yeah.
Yes, and
ahead, say it.
1 year ago from today, we will have the one time Steven made a lot of bad comments on the show.
We should have like an anniversary thing for this, like every year. And we just laugh and remember all the nice comments
But
I said.
I'm not a racist. So,
That's right.
I mean,
Neither am I.
Pop a 40 and check your rollies.
What?
It's prime time.
What?
Prime time.
Brooklyn.
Oh, is there anything wrong with Crown Town? Can
Nope.
we play that music?
Oh, I love that music,
All right.
man. I speak jive.
All right, we're done. We are done. All right, thank you, everybody on Periscope, all the Periscopians, for sticking around through this painful episode of Wrestling with Attitude. Please join us next week. And as I said before, I will put a disclaimer. Everything Steven says is not approved by me or JP. It is not. Anyway, everybody have a great week in wrestling. See us later.
No need to pack your bags, no need to move, 'cause no matter where you go, we're bringing the hoods. Yeah, we're bringing it.